Girivardhari Jai Gopi Janaballabha Girivardhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanasari Yamuna Tira Vanasari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe, Jaya Radha Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe, Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Gaura Sivananda, Dayam Vishupad, Paramahamsa, Pri Prajagacharya Stotra Sutta, Sri Srimad, His Divine Grace, Shirabai Charan Arvind Bhakti Vedanta Swami Sri Prabhupada ki, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki, Kandibiti, Founder Acharyas Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki, Namacharya Sri Haridas Thakur ki, Samavata Bhakta Vrinda ki, Harinam Sankirtana ki, Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Dainitai Gaura Pimanande. All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Sri Guru and to Sri Gauranga, all glories to Sri Prabhupada ki. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Taksuranmiritam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Juta Parakamalam Sri Gurun Vaisnavam Scha Sridham Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatan Vitam Tvam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalitam Sri Vishakan Vitam Scha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kansana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vansakalpa Tarubhyasya Kripa Sindhu Vyaivacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Sarasatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayan. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is our very means of conquest, let us first offer our respectful obeisances unto Narayana, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, unto Nara, Narayan Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author. Nasta prayesha badreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Tamasloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. By regularly hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam and by rendering a service unto the pure devotee, all that is troublesome within the heart becomes destroyed practically to nil, and loving devotional service unto the Supreme Lord, who is praised with transcendental songs, becomes established as an irrevocable fact. Idam Bhagavatam Nama Puranam Brahma Samitam Uttama Charitam Sakara Bhagavan Rishi Nishreya Sayalokasya Dhanyam Swasayanam Mahat. This Srimad Bhagavatam, known as the Grantaraj, the king of all Vedic literatures, is the literary incarnation of God. It is compiled by the incarnation of God, the Sridham Vyasadeva. It is meant for the ultimate good of all people. It is all successful, all blissful, and all perfect. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Sarabhyaya Namaha Om Sarabhyaya Namaha Om Sarabhyaya Namaha Mukam Karoti Vacharam Pangum Langayate Girim Yat Kripa Tamaham Bande Shri Gurum Dinataranam Yat Kripa Tamaham Bande Shri Gurum Dinataranam. Hare Krishna. Welcome to our morning reading from Srimad Bhagavatam. Today we are looking at Text 42, huh? Yesterday was, let me see here. Yes. So text 42 from Canto 1, Chapter 18, entitled Maharaj Parikshit Cursed by a Brahmana Boy. Na vai nribhir nara devam parakyam samatum arhasi avipakva buddhe yat tejasa durvishahena gupta vindanti vadrani akuto bhayaha prajaha. Navai nribhir nara devam parakyam Navai nribhir nara devam parakyam Samatum arhasya vipakva buddhe Yata tejasa durvishahena gupta Vindanti badranya kuto bhaya Vindanti badranya kuto bhaya praja Navai nribhir nara devam parakyam Samatum arhasya vipakva buddhi Yatte jasadu visahena gupta Vindanti badranya kuto bhaya praja Navai nribhir nara devam parakyam Samatum arhasya vipakva buddhe Yatte jasadur vishahena gupta Vindanti badranya kuto bhaya praja Navai nribhir nara devam parakyam Samatum arhasya vipakva buddhe Yatte jasadur vishahena gupta Vindanti badranya kuto bhaya praja
Navai nibhir naradevam parakyam Sammatumārhasya vipakva buddhe Yatte jasadur visahena gupta Vindanti bhadranya kuto bhaya praja
Navai nribhir nara devam parakyam Sammatum arhasya vipakva buddhe Yatte jasadur visahena gupta Vindanti Bhadranya Kuto Bhaya Praja. Navai Nibir Naradevam Parakyam. Sammatum Arhasya Vipakva Buddhi. Yatte Jasa Durvisahena Gupta. Vindanti Bhadranya Kuto Bhaya Praja.
Navai nirbhir naradevam parakyam.
Navai Nibir Naradevam Parakyam.
Sammatum arhasya vipaka buddhe.
Sammatum Arhasya Vipakva Buddhi.
Yatte jasa durvishahena gupta.
Yatte Jasa Durvisahena Gupta.
Vindanti bhadrayana kuto bhaya praja.
Vindanti Bhadranya Kuto Bhaya Praja. Na, never, vai, as a matter of fact, niribhihi, by any man, naradevam, unto a man God, para akyam, who is transcendental, samatum, place on equal footing, arhasi, by the prowess, apivakva, unripe or immature, buddhe, intelligence, yet of whom, tejasa, by the prowess, durvishahena, unsurpassable, guptaha, protected, vindanti, enjoys, Vadrani, all prosperity, akuto bhayaha, completely defended, prajaha, the subjects. Translation with no purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Oh my boy, your intelligence is immature, and therefore you have no knowledge that the king, who is the best amongst human beings, is as good as the personality of Godhead. He is never to be placed on an equal footing with common men. The citizens of the state live in prosperity, being protected by his unsurpassable prowess. Kindly repeat after me. Oh my boy, your intelligence is immature, and therefore you have no knowledge that the king, who is the best amongst human beings, is as good as the personality of Godhead. He is never to be placed on an equal footing with common men. The citizens of the state live in prosperity, being protected by his unsurpassable prowess. Yes. So this is this is the father's Brahmana, Muni, who came out of his trance, who is now speaking, chastising actually his son. So we'll go to the next verse where there is a purport. Text number 43. Alakshamane Naradeva Namani Yathanga Panavayam Angaloka Tadahi Saura Prachuro Vinakshati Rakshamano Vivaruttavat Kshanat. Translation and purport. My dear boy, the Lord, who carries the wheel of a chariot, is represented by the monarchical regime. And when this regime is abolished, the whole world becomes filled with thieves, who then at once vanquish the unprotected subjects like scattered lambs. Purport. According to Srimad Bhagavatam, the monarchical regime represents the Supreme Lord, the personality of Godhead. The king is said to be the representative of the absolute personality of Godhead because he is trained to acquire the qualities of God to protect the living beings. The Battle of Kurukshetra was planned by the Lord to establish the real representative of the Lord, Maharaj Yudhishthira. An ideal king, thoroughly trained by culture and devotional service with the martial spirit, makes a perfect king. Such a personal monarchy is far better than the so-called democracy of no training and responsibility. The thieves and rogues of modern democracy seek election by misrepresentation of votes, and the successful rogues and thieves devour the mass of population. Heavy purport. One trained monarch is far better than hundreds of useless ministerial rogues. Prabhupada is not letting go. And it is hinted herein that by abolition of a monarchical regime like that of Maharaj Parikshit, the mass of people become open to many attacks of the age of Kali. They are never happy in an overly advertised form of democracy. The result of such a kingless administration is described in the following verses. So, yes, this verse and purport in particular, especially emphasize the what is meant to be the ideal and prescribed and perfect, what we call system of governance. Governance has to do with, I don't know if it's an old term, what they call polity. Polity has to do with politics. Politics has to do with social arrangement, society. Governance has to do with, well, the whole science of sociology is studying actually governance. So here it is very clearly and very strongly being explained by Srila Prabhupada how, although practically extinct in modern day society, and also regarded very negatively as well. Monarchy, the system of monarchy. As mentioned by Srila Prabhupada, according to Srimad Bhagavatam, that is actually the proper system of governance. Um, and therefore, it becomes, the more we understand this, then it becomes uh, more and more relevant and I would even say essential for us as a society, as a God conscious society, and not only as a spiritual society, but as a cultural and educational society, as a social society, as Prabhupada would explain at different times, to actually uh, study and understand the system to the point of actually training individuals. This is part of the, um, we could say, yet to be properly understood legacy. Legacy means what Prabhupada has left us. He has left us many uh, literatures, many conversations. He left us basically many instructions, some of which have been taken up, some of which have yet to be taken up. Um, and it was very clear on so many occasions. Srila Prabhupada spoke about the urgent need actually to establish um, these two cultures, these two prominent cultures, means Brahminical culture and Kshatriya culture. Prabhupada spoke specifically about Kshatriya culture. Brahminical culture must include Kshatriya culture. Brahminical culture must include Vaishya culture. And although some may want to debate, but Brahminical culture must also include Shudra culture, because there's a whole culture has to do with uh, mindset, mentality, how we think, because how we think is how we do, is how we behave, isn't it? So we must learn to think what Shastra is telling, what Shastra is explaining, without, as clearly mentioned here in the purport, without the presence of such ideal and perfect system of governance, without, which means without qualified personalities like Parikshit Maharaj, without qualified leaders who have over many years been systematically trained in the art and the science of governance. That's what Kshatriyas learn in Gurukul. Then uh, one of Prabhupada's favorite words, rogues and more rogues will appear. And, uh, and the opposite of what is meant to take place. What is meant to take place is that specific individuals in society, as mentioned in so many places in the Bhagavatam, uh, brahmanas, women, children, elderly persons, and cows, they will be the ones that are the least protected. Uh, they will be the ones that become the most exploited. And it will make for a hellish condition, which is the existing situation actually in the world today. So when you start um, reading, when we start studying actually what it takes to train an individual to become a monarch, it's like it's a lot. There's a lot of material, a lot of subjects to be learned, and because it's uh, well, as mentioned here, the from Vedic perspective, the king, as we were reading in the last few days, he is the direct representative of God, not a deva. He is meant to be respected Just like spiritual master is meant to be the representative of God as well, of Krishna. So the king has that type of role and responsibility. And therefore, mm, therefore, what Sringi has done in terms of cursing Parikshit Maharaj is is totally unacceptable, and therefore his father is pointing uh, pointing this out, and the results of um, not having such qualified persons as mentioned at the end of the purport will be, we already have a good idea, but it will be mentioned in the verses to come. So therefore, we should be very clear. We should understand that it was. I mean, just by reading this such purports as we are reading this morning, we can understand the need and the importance of training such individuals. And it's like, in one sense, it seems inconceivable because in Kali Yuga, we are so unqualified. And even in the best of times, those who were um, able to be trained were very few. What to speak of now, even less. But that is part of the, we could say, whole mission. If we are to reestablish the principles of Dharma, um, which is Vedic culture is promoting and upholding, um, propagating these principles of Dharma, then there needs to be a proper uh, leadership in society. And all of us, we know to different extent that, I mean, it's like we're practically speaking able to watch it on television or on our whatever whatever medium we are using, how the world is falling apart. Uh, it's like it's like a broken glass or shattered building that has been um, fragile for a long time. Then at some point, the whole thing just uh, crashes, or yeah. So it's important for us as devotees actually to understand how um, we are living in very critical times. Prabhupada was very much aware of this in the very beginning introduction of his Bhagavatam, isn't it? He makes reference, I mean, and that's 50 years ago, 50 plus years ago, how he felt the situation at that time was like extremely critical, which means that it is um, even more critical uh, today, and therefore it becomes more, even more urgent for all of us to try and understand um, the important instructions that the Bhagavatam is giving us, and that acharyas, their specialty is to highlight and to give us clues in terms of, okay, we're living in this present kind of situation. So every acharya, uh, he presents and explains things. This whole aspect of Kala Deshapatra is very important, according to time, place, and circumstance. Um, uh, our different acharyas will emphasize different aspects. Um, so, yes, some, yes, thoughts.
Make two comments. First one being the statement that you made, very pertinent, that Brahminical culture also includes Sudra culture.
Yes.
Because if you see the whole system, it's all bottom up. Janmana jayate Sudra, samskara bhavet vija, ved pathat bhavet vipra, which includes both Brahmana Kshatriya
Yes.
and Brahma janati the Brahmana. The essence of Sudra culture being the service attitude. We don't have Sudras today. We have people working for money, which is not Sudra. Sudra means is dedicated to serving the master,
Yes.
even if the master is not maintaining. Similarly, the master has to maintain the servant, even if the servant becomes incapable.
Right.
This is the Bhagavatam.
Yes.
It's very pertinent. I mean, that's actually the foundation of the four Varnas. Has to, in a way, I mean, Brahmanas are
Right.
both ways. It's true. It has to be
Yeah. Means it's not so easy to become a qualified Shudra.
exactly.
And because we,
Very different.
yeah, because no society, no community can properly function unless you have both qualified leaders
Yes.
and qualified followers.
The whole body has to function.
Yes.
The head, the arms, legs, belly.
Yes. If the legs refuse to walk, what will happen? You won't be attending Bhagavatam class. You won't make it from point A to point B. Yeah. So yes, every part of the body, every part of the social body has a particular role, and yes, we are being alert. This chair can be removed, or can be put on this side, possibly. So that was one point. Hare Krishna. Where is everyone? Kotai tekesi? Bengali? Okay. Asham, Bosham. Kotai tekesi? Murshidabad. My God. Okay. Yes. Some Gurukul material here. Okay. And second point?
Second point, it's more of a question. So, in this verse, in the verse prior to this, the important point, the essence that I understood was that because the king has a very important role to perform, in the absence of the king, the country will be overcome by thieves and rogues. So, even if king commits some offense or a mistake, and if it's accidental and not chronic and intended, it hasn't, king is not subject to punishment. And I guess that applies even to the brahmanas or sannyasis.
Yes.
If there is an accidental fall down,
Right.
It's something not chronic, then has to be overlooked because they are performing a very important function in guiding the society.
Yeah, well, that principle is also extended to those who are practicing devotional service in general in the Bhagavad
Right,
Gita.
exactly.
Also, yeah, right.
Um,
What to speak of such exalted personality? Like, emperors are rare personality. Yeah.
At the same time, we see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was, not compromising when it came to Chota Haridas Thakur,
Yes.
which seemed like an accidental fall down. So, how to understand two
Yeah.
extremities and
Yeah.
find the right.
Well, that particular example of Chota Haridas is mentioned in the Chaitanya Charitamrita as having very deep and kind of like maybe confidential meaning. It was definitely highly exceptional, and from what in the reading that I have done, from what I understand, is that um, it was Mahaprabhu's way of making a point, a very strong point, that even though it may externally have appeared to be somewhat innocent and without, should not have been normally taken so seriously. Mahaprabhu wanted to make that point that a brahmachari should not go alone and approach a Mataji, even though it's just to pick up some rice or whatever it may be like that. Mahaprabhu was extremely strict, as in this case, and just like he was strict also in not meeting King Prataparudra, and he's stuck to his decision to the point of telling everyone, "Hey, I'm out of here. You bring this point up again, and I'm leaving Jagannath Puri." And so, okay, we're not going to talk about this anymore. So yeah, there are instances which are difficult, but they are performed. They are done as largely as to make a point, as a very strong warning, so to speak. Yeah. I mean, if we were to apply this in our society today, things would not work at all. Yeah.
So we should apply this particular principle of accidental exceptions should be allowed, so overlooked, so because they are performing an important function in society.
Yeah, well, of course, in this case, also because the Shringi was a young boy, and he just independently acted, without, because it's a heavy curse to condemn someone to death. I mean, and anyone for that matter. What to speak of a great personality. কেউ ইংরেজি বুঝতে পারে? ইংরেজি বুঝতে পারে? হ্যাঁ? তরো অল্প কিছু ইংরেজি অল্প কিছু শিখতে হবে, যেরকম আমরা কিছু কিছু বাংলা শিখতে হবে. Yeah, it's a two-way street. Yeah. Yeah. Additional comments or
Even if we get criticism as an institution, sometimes the public might criticize that okay, this aberration is overlooked, but if it is accidental, we might still be willing to take that criticism because that leader is performing an important function, right? Is that
well, yeah. I mean, even if it is accidental, it will not be taken lightly. I mean, it generally in such kind of situations, an individual will be taken like in privacy to kind of privately give some particular instruction or guidance. Because generally we only see or understand some aspect of, we don't generally know all the circumstances that are there. And there might be extraordinary circumstances not known to us. But as Prabhupada and also the Bhagavad Gita mentions, such things, it's only when they are actually accidental and not
right?
Right.
Because taking their service away because of that, accidental mistake is a greater loss to the society. If somebody is reprimanded to the extent,
Right, yeah,
service
yeah.
is completely stopped, and
Right.
the important function that they were playing, that is gone.
Right.
Because sannyasis, brahmanas are rare to begin with. Just 1 or 2% of the population.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
I didn't understand the translation. It says that the Lord who carries the wheel of a chariot is represented by the monarchical religion.
the Lord who carries the wheel of a chariot is represented by monarchical
Regime.
regime. Yes, yes. Okay, let's try to understand. It means that what is the meaning of chakra? When does Krishna use his chakra? To punish or to kill, right? Yeah, it's a weapon. So, one who is a king, he also sometimes has to punish. So he is meant to represent dharma. He's meant to represent Krishna, and he is meant as Krishna is holding. That's why that term dandaniti, danda. At times he has to punish. So the king is the direct. Even it's mentioned here. He's meant to be regarded as good as God, practically. So he's meant to represent. He is the physical representation of Krishna to uphold the principles of dharma. And sometimes, although the king doesn't have a Sudarshan chakra, but he has other weapons that he has to use to uh, to punish miscreants, rogues, and thieves. And of course, in the context of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the Sankirtan movement, Prabhupada explains, although Krishna arranged for the battle of Kurukshetra to annihilate so many rogues and thieves, and there were quite a few, but if we were to follow the same path or use the same method, practically nobody would be left on the planet. So the method we are using is to destroy the demoniac mentality that is prevalent in the world today through the chanting of the holy name, through distribution of transcendental knowledge, and in so many other ways also, so that the demoniac mentality, which is prevalent, overly, too much present in so many people, especially in those in leadership position in the world today, can be changed. Otherwise, yes, that is, in other words, we need to, our method of killing, to use that term, killing the demoniac mentality, destroying, purifying through the process of purification is the recommended process. But after some time, actually, within this 10,000 period, then when Vedic, Hare Krishna, some animal, bird, yeah, they come. It's breakfast time for them. They know where to go. After some time, once our gurukuls, he's cut up or something, or what? You sure it's not a snake? Oh, it's unusual.
It's gone.
Gone, huh? Okay. Too much attention. They want to hear something from Bhagavatam class, maybe. So after some time, because part of our mandate that Prabhupada gave to us is to, isn't it, reintroduce this culture, reintroduce Kshatriya culture, and that means that at some point, it's like somewhat inconceivable at this time. Down the line, that may also be part of the system, because in the conversation, who has read this very important conversation? I believe 1974. And I believe in Vrindavan, Sri Prabhupada speaks quite extensively on the whole Varnashram, specifically about Varnashram College, and wherein he mentions, and the devotees are like, wow, we never heard this before. Prabhupada speaks about the training of Kshatriyas, and part of that training will be to teach how to kill. Yeah, the devotees are,
The
oh,
conversation talks about Hare Krishna army marching and chanting Hare Krishna.
yeah, yeah,
That's
right.
also there.
yeah, there are. So down the line, at some point, something like this. I mean, when devotees will actually become appointed or elected or whatever. I mean, Prabhupada did say that you can change things now if you have the majority, because it's democracy. So a majority of people in any community, if they're devotees, then they can just select a devotee leader. And if that can be done in some particular state or some particular country, then voila, you have a Vaishnava king. Or if not a king, a president, or at least a leader. We don't know how this will all unfold, but the the recipe is there. We just have to follow the recipe.
And it's a very important point for us to be prepared because if you observe things right now, if you look at countries which the government has collapsed, it has been taken over by gangs and in Malaysia fighting each other. The two prime examples:
Malaysia?
Haiti, Haiti.
Okay, right.
There's no government. It's just
Yeah,
rival
yeah.
gangs fighting against in street. It's just bloodbath. Same thing in Sudan.
Yes,
It's just rebels fighting against each other and creating havoc. It's just, people cannot live and function.
correct.
But then if there is devotees who take up the arms
Right,
and who have a proper understanding and guidance on how to run, then they can put a check on all this. Otherwise,
correct.
it's not easy to function.
Yes,
Because
yes.
time will come when government will collapse,
Right.
and time devotees have to be ready to.
Yes. Devotees have to be ready in, as they say, more ways than one.
One,
More ways
it's
than-
like whole system has to be
yeah, yeah.
replaced.
Yeah. Okay, last chance for any additional comment from our illustrious attendees, Bhagavatam attendees. Okay.
How one can acquire Kshatriya qualities, you say here.
How one can acquire Kshatriya qualities? There are two ways primarily. One is by birth. I mean, one, we are born based on different gunas, and these gunas actually determine our nature. And secondly, by training. By training, because even if somebody is born in a Brahmana family, he needs to get training. It's not that okay. Right? Yeah. Yeah. So these two things need to be there, and right. So for now, because it's Kali Yuga, even here in India, for example, how many of you who are, let's say, from India, how many of you can trace back 7 generations where every single samskara has been perfectly performed? There might be some, but it's yeah, very, very rare. Yeah. Which means, that's why Kalo Shudra Sambhava. And in Kali Yuga, everyone is unqualified in so many ways. But to re-establish, to reintroduce the system means Vedic system, then somehow we have to follow what is in the Shastra and training, proper association can gradually introduce more and more purification and then You know, if for example, Prabhupada wanted naturally that our householders follow the different samskaras, beginning with the Garbhadhana samskara, so that we can evoke and bring forth, you know, a good progeny. And it naturally, amongst the more we have good progeny, there are more chances of, you know, such individuals being able to become gradually more and more qualified by taking up various training, etc., like that, and yeah, re-establishing. Last comment.
Yes, Maharaj, the point that you mentioned, either birth or by training, so there is a huge debate in the sociology journals in Western academia.
Yes.
The concept is called nature versus nurture.
Nature versus nurture. Yeah,
So
correct.
nature is by birth and nurture is
Nurture
training.
by training. Yeah.
And there are, you know, academicians on either side of the spectrum, somewhere in the middle.
I think there are debates like that within amongst devotees,
Devotees also.
maybe. I think
Nature
so.
versus nurture.
Right. Well, we're living in the age of debate, huh?
Yes.
Age of quarrel. I mean, normally Vedic debate is not quarrel. Vedic debate is, you know, just, what is it?
Vedic.
Tarka, discussion based on Shastra, argument. Quarrel is like, you know, people people lose their temper. Maybe in debate some people might lose, but generally debate generally is meant to be between brahmanas, people who are, isn't it?
We see today, right? People getting shot because of difference in opinion in America.
Not only in America, but
Everywhere.
yeah, right. Yeah. Okay. Jai Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki. Jai Samasta Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki. Gauda Premanande.